Hey friends, and welcome to the House of Jen. I am excited because I have such a fun video for you today. But if you have not already, please hit that subscribe button. It supports my channel so much, and I have lots of fun content ahead for you. So today we are going to make 4 holiday arrangements. And if you're saying, Jenny, I've got to buy gifts, where am I going to find extra money for 4 holiday arrangements? Well, guess what? All 4 arrangements, all 4, not individually, going to do for around $20. That's right. So you can make your arrangements for your tablescapes, for gifts for family and friends. Come on, what a fun, economical gift idea. And the psychological benefits of flowers. Come on, we know it's a mood booster. It's going to reduce stress, and it's a stressful time of year. Let's be real. So without further ado, let me tell you, you're saying, how in the world are you going to do all this for $20? Well, I was very, very fortunate at my local Publix. They had BOGO roses. And you better believe flowers make me so, so happy. Now, I will caution you, the red roses, they're probably going to be picked over this time of year. And I did not, these are okay, but as you can see, they are not like the best quality, but that's okay, because if you are doing arrangements, you don't necessarily have to use all 12. So you can pick the best ones. Also, don't overlook the pink beauties, because look at these. These are pristine, perfect, and gorgeous. And yes, you can use pink around the holiday season, and I'm going to show you how. So for the first one, too, also check your coupons. Come on, girls, where are my couponers? I picked up 2 boxes of candy canes. I don't even have all the candy canes out, but they come 20 a box. And so I was able to score a deal on my candy canes too. And so candy canes, everyone loves a little like refresher peppermint. So we are going to put this vase that I have with floral food. It's taped off with a clear tape because you don't want to see it. And I'm just going to place it in this larger vase here. Okay, so we're going to drop it in. Ta-da! Very carefully, I might add. And then I'm just going to line the perimeter with candy canes, okay? To create a fun, festive look. This would be a beautiful, beautiful centerpiece. Now, I'm not going to go all the way around. I'm just going to show you some, but you absolutely could go all the way around. Now, my vase is kind of snug too, so you want to kind of find that perfect shaped vase. And if you don't, it's okay. You can just put a few out, but we're going to put as many as we can to create a fun little look. So did you put candy canes on your tree when you were growing up, when you were little? I know that was one of the first things we did before we put the ornaments on. We put the candy canes on the tree, or was it afterwards? I'm trying to remember, but I just remember always thinking that was very, very special. And when I got to put the candy canes on the tree, my heart was so happy. And I really, really loved it. But candy canes have been around for a long time. If you Google the history of candy canes, it's very, very interesting. So do that when you have time. Okay. Now, I would say eat them, but they do have a lot of sugar. So if you're watching your sugar, you may just want to enjoy the beauty of the floral arrangement. Okay, so we don't have to be perfect here, but you get the idea. How cute is that? Now, if you don't have the double vase and you're like, you just want to do a single vase, get your rubber bands. Get your rubber bands. Just to put them on the outside and take a couple of rubber bands around the vase. And that would work just fine too. Okay, so we have this all taped off, and we are just going to add in some hydrangeas first. I love my bushy white hydrangeas. These are still shackled together. So we are going to unshackle them. Look how fabulous and fun. Let's see, I'm going to take one right here and just see how high we need. Always take the little putrid wilty leaves off. They're not doing anybody any favors, okay? But you may want to leave a few if you're trying to conceal. This one we're going to pop off because it's a little bit lower. But it does give you a lot of room. So always, before you snip, always check the height of the vase. Cut at an angle because these are thirsty, thirsty little flowers, and we want to kind of angle. I'm going to kind of come in the center here, and actually, you can hear my Scotch tape there. I'm going to come off to the side like so. Okay, I think I want to go just a tad shorter, just a teeny tad, but not much. Okay, I think that's good. All right, now I want to add in some beautiful roses. I think for this one, I'm thinking I'm going to add in, should I add in some red? No, not yet. I'm going to add in another hydrangea because I want to stretch. Remember, we are stretching $1 here, or $20 to be precise. We can add it all up at the end. But oh my goodness, it's great to save money where you can, right? So you can have extra money for all the gifts, all the happy gifts. Okay, so let's see. This one's still a little bit tall. I almost got 4 hydrangeas, but you know, I was like, we're trying to make it stretch. And I think for this smaller arrangement, oh yeah, this is going to be good. We're just going to do 2. And look how big. When you are trying to make it stretch, get the biggest hydrangeas you can. Get the big ones. Okay, so we're going to crisscross these here. Oh, we got a flopper. Okay, come on now. Behave. All right, so what does this tell me? I want them more together, so we're going to have to snip just a little bit more. Okay, shorter is better when you're doing these smaller vases. And then we're just going to add in, y'all, get your greenery outside. If you don't have a yard, if you have a friend, say, can I take some snippings? Always ask first. Don't just take their snippings. That would be bad. Okay. So we have some, I got some boxwood here. This is just boxwood from a bush, okay? I'm sure you probably have bushes and shrubs outside. And doesn't that look just kind of like the holidays? So we are just going to stick some of this greenery. Snip, snip. Kind of looks like a little tree, right? So we're going to stick that in there. Oh, I think that's sweet right there. And, you know, our sweet shrubs, they get ignored in the winter time. Make sure you get all the little leaves off. And we're going to stick this over here. Y'all, nobody would know that you got these. I have literally seen these in the store. The same thing, just a big bunch of boxwoods. And even though it's like $4, guys, it's still $4, right? So if you can get it for F-R-E-E, free, why not? We're all about stretching about, well, there goes my berries. I also have a holly berry, a couple of bushes. Aren't you thankful for people that go before you and plant things before you? I certainly am, because I did not plant them, but they're all tangled here. Okay, so I'm just going to add some berries here to give it a little bit of color. Okay, so a little berry there, And then we're going to put one on the other side. So again, these were from my yard. Now they are shorter. So if you want a taller arrangement, then you're kind of out of luck. But if you are okay with the shorter ones, then these will do. Okay, so we're gonna put one on that side. Okay, I think that's really cute just kind of as it is. You could always add another ribbon. I think I'm gonna add, see if I can add another candy cane here. Okay, so spin it around, see what it needs. And let's see. I feel like it has some gaps here. So why don't we add some more berries? A little berry here. But just really a splash of color. And let's see, I forgot to tell you how much these hydrangeas were. They were only $4 for 2 of them. So $2 per hydrangea. And then just fill her up with extra greenery to fill in gaps. Greenery is your friend. Everything red, green, white. If you're just wanting things festive, this would look great on a buffet table. This would look adorable. Oh my goodness. If you had a wedding and you were trying to do lots of tables, can you imagine doing an entire arrangement for like $5 or less, especially when you're multiplying that and you have table after table after table? Come on, that's a great deal. Okay, so we can always add some more, but you get the gist. That is our creation number 1. And let's move on to the next one. Okay, friends, for this next one, you would not believe how cheap this is. We are doing a traditional holiday arrangement, and I have this lovely, oh my goodness, cedar branches. I love cedar branches. Or go support your local businesses and get your trees and garlands and branches. Or if you're, again, we're doing a bargain show, right? Check your outside trees. And it doesn't have to be cedar. It just has to be winter-ish, right? So you want to make sure you get as much of like this stuff down as you can. Okay, we have a little bit of a flopper. That's fine. We want it to be a little floppy, okay? We don't want it to fly away. We don't want it to flop out of the vase, but we want it to have some character, some personality. You want some to be kind of bendy, some to be upright. See, this one's kind of bendy. We're just gonna pop this in here to give it kind of a little wings, as you might call it. And then I want to add really another one because I want to fill this up. We're economical here. And so I'm going to add, let's see, pop some of these off. Where are my snippers? Okay. Isn't this fun? Oh my goodness. Do I have any December brides watching? Do you know a December bride? Can really save a lot of money. More money for the honeymoon. Okay, so I have 3 right here, and I want to just add in these traditional red roses. Of course, if you have a little dangly leaf, pop it off. A stem, pop it off. Cut at a 45-degree angle. I mean, nobody's going to get a ruler out, but you know they're about, okay? Look for your best roses first. Obviously, this one looks a little better than this one, so I'm going to be as choosy as I can as I'm creating, okay? And we are just going to let's move this out of the way so you can see what I'm doing here. So I have 2. We want to start with kind of a triangle. And so we're going to add another one in here. Okay, got to do my 45-degree angle. And then we want to just we can always add more branches, but we want to see how far we can get, okay? All right. So I should have chosen a bit of a smaller vase. but I am confident that we can make this work. Because again, can add extra greenery. Really, you can add 2 types of greenery if you would like. I'm just going to add in another branch here. All right, you do want to clean it up too. Some of mine are kind of dirty, because we are dealing with the outside. So you don't want any creepy crawlers in your arrangement. You might scare the guest away. So you definitely, oh, that's kind of fun. Okay, so now we're a little foresty, got a little height, a little shape going on here. You know, I think your flowers need to have personalities. You could even name them if you want. Comment below, what should we name this arrangement? Okay, so, you know, if I had time, I'd try to open them up more, but I'm just going to show you. I have a lot to show you today. So I'm just trying to give you the idea. Okay, and then of course, especially bleach water is going to be extra important. Add some bleach to your water, especially if you are dealing with the branches here. I think this is adorbs. Absolutely adorable. How beautiful would this be in an entryway, all spectacular, or like I said, your food table, or for a gift? Come on, BOGO roses. And, you know, so BOGO, this would probably be about $6.50, but we are averaging about $5 if you spread it across. We're doing 4 arrangements, so it's approximately $5 per arrangement. I think this is really stunning. Another tip that I wanted to share with you is if you feel like you still want some fillers or whatever, grab like some faux picks, right? And that way, because berries, if you get a little cluster of berries, you're looking at another $4. So these were clearanced out. So I got these for like pennies last year, okay? After Christmas sale. And then you can stick those in and you can bend them and they look pretty realistic, I think. So there you go. You can kind of bend them. And that is a beautiful arrangement that you can stretch your holiday buck. Okay, friends, so for this next one, check your ornament stash because we are going to just place some little ornaments. Now, preferably get the non-shatterproof. These are obviously fuzzy little white ornaments. They kind of look like snow. You could be all uniform. You could do bright colors. Sky's the limit. I just feel like this looks snowy. How beautiful just to drop these in. And you know, it's also going to help support our flowers, kind of like vase filler. So that kind of has a twofold purpose. Oh, y'all, this is heavy. Okay, so I have my water here. Lift my weights. Ah! Okay, here we go. Pour this in. Yay! All right, they're floating a little bit. Okay, friends, I was worried this would happen. These are actually floating, but because mine kind of look like snowballs, we're gonna go with it. But if you have the heavier ornaments, like the glass ornaments, just be careful, but they should be able to actually all the way be at the bottom. These are lightweight, so they do float, but you know, I kind of like the look of it. So we're just gonna go with it. We're gonna go with it. We're gonna roll with it. At first, I was going to totally put in different ornaments, but the more that I look at it, it kind of looks like bubbles or snow bubbles, or I don't know. I just like it. I like anything that looks snowy. So these are pink, but pink, I tell you, people are decorating more and more with pink. We see the beautiful pink trees, and look at the quality of these. My goodness. My goodness. Even the ruffled edges. Can you believe BOGO roses? If you look at your ad and your Publix says BOGO roses, you better run, hun. You better run and get a bunch of flowers. Okay. We are just going to pop these in here, popping off the dead leaves. Look how cute. I am actually, this would be really, really pretty. You know where this would be beautiful? In your bathroom, because it looks like bubbles. We often forget to decorate our bathrooms in the holidays. Oh, this is so cute. I am so amazed at how this is turning out. This is so, so cute. And really, I don't even have to use all my roses if I don't want to, because they all kind of stand up with this. Y'all, this is so adorable. This was really serendipitous. It really, really, really was, because I thought, well, they have to, be totally submerged. But isn't this how inventions and happy creativity? This is why I love all things creative. I really, really do, because you never know what kind of fun thing you will stumble across when you are designing your vase. Okay, so I'm going to add a few more roses in, and then I think I will probably, I may even add a ribbon. Should we add a ribbon? Let's just see. I may try to add a ribbon. Okay, friends, so I actually, because this is shimmery white, I have some shimmery white ribbon that also looks snowy. And you could leave it just like this, but because it's so tall and I didn't fill it up with flowers, we want to add a little extra to it. So I'm just going to kind of at the top add the ribbon. You could just leave it like a little scarf if you wanted, which I think that would actually be quite lovely. I may do that. Or I could add a little bow if I wanted to be all cutesy and precious. Let's see. I feel like that's kind of too short. You could do a bow. I think we're going to just leave the tails. So I'm just going to, obviously not like that, but okay. There we go. And then we're just going to leave the tails long. Let me come over here to see what it looks like, guys. All right. So at this point, you just want to give it a little bit of a haircut. I don't want to waste too much ribbon here, because we are trying to stretch everything, right? Okay, so I think that looks pretty good. How many roses did we use? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So perfect. Yes, this is about a $5 arrangement. Would you believe it? Right there. Already had the ornaments, so those were free. Check your stash. Let's do one more. Okay, friends, so I'm going to tell you how easy this is. This is just pine cones and water in a little square vase. I think it was Hobby Lobby. I got these pennies on the dollar, massive 90% clearance whenever it was 70 or 90%. And so these were basically free. I already had them in my stash. You could totally look and see go on a nature walk, get you some pine cones. But we are literally going to use some just fun little scraps that I have left over from the outside. So really just pine cones. It's such a pretty look, just doing the pine cones and berries and the boxwoods. Use what nature gives you. That is so, so cute. This one is a little tall here. But I thought about adding, I have some roses. I actually have 4 roses left over. So Imagine these in here. I don't want to cut my roses this short, but you could, okay? So with all of the berries in here, if you wanted to do the red or the white, or if you wanted to save out a hydrangea, but I am just simply going to take some of my leftover foraged items. Foraged, is that a word? I think so. But how cute is this? So all you have to do is add like the little tree branch, and that gives it some height right there. You want things to kind of angle up when you're doing a short arrangement to give it a little personality. It's all about that movement. Okay, so come on, pine cones they're good, but they're kind of getting in my way here. Okay, so there we go. I'm just adding in a little berry there. And I'm actually not even using any flowers. So this one is a really economical arrangement. Oh my goodness. All right, brides, if you're looking for December centerpieces, come on. I gotcha. Covered. Okay. So you get the idea. You can always add more, but how absolutely adorable. I should have clipped a few more berries. But you get the idea. This was basically free. Okay, so now I'm going to show you, we will put on the table, I'm going to show you all 4 arrangements. And can you believe it? Let's see. So it was $12.99 for 24 roses. I got the candy canes, 2 boxes. We did not even use all those for like $3 and some change. And then, like I said, I already had like the clearance picks and the ornament. So we are like so under budget. I'll show you what everything looks like. And thank you, friends. Okay, friends, and here you can see we have all the arrangements. Here is kind of like our pink spa inspired arrangement. We have our adorable little candy cane arrangement. How cute would that be? Like at a cocoa bar, coffee bar, how cute. And then our kind of traditional red arrangement with our kind of Christmas tree like natural branches and our faux berries. And then of course our totally free arrangement with the pine cones and the little berry sprays. Well, almost free. If you go outside, it would be totally free. And then, of course, I would probably need to add some more berries, but how cute is that? You could even add some twine if you wanted to make it kind of more natural farmhouse. And we still have 4 leftover beautiful roses. You could put these in bud vases or boutonnieres if you're having a wedding. So how fun! I hope this gives you a lot of fun, festive ideas and make that dollar stretch. Happy holidays, friends!